And our next story is from China. The country has found a very interesting way to censor its people. Believe it or not, this has got to do with the kind of clothes that people wear. A new draft law proposes to ban speech, symbols and also pieces of clothing that hurt the nation's feelings. Now, if you're confused, then you're not alone, because the people of China are equally confused. Now, Beijing feels that there are some types of clothing that can be dubbed as anti-national. And this has come after Xi Jinping had brought in a plethora of proposed changes to its public security laws. Now, this was the first time that such reforms were in fact have been brought in decades. But there seems to be a common theme in this. The proposed laws are extremely vague, like the latest draft talks about the nation's feelings being hurt, but it does not specify as to what exactly leads to that. However, the draft is fairly clear about the punishment. If the law comes into force, then people found guilty could also be detained for up to 15 days and fined up to 5,000 yuan. That is about $680. Now, the vague phrasing in these rules has, of course, created a very dangerous gap where people are not certain as to what could constitute as flouting. And the rights groups say that the government exploits this gap because the gap opens room for abuse and torture. Now, the unclear rules can also confuse the law authorities where they interpret the rules with their own prejudices and implement the same. Now, the draft law is just one example of how Xi Jinping has in fact sought to redefine the Chinese people about what makes a good citizen and what makes an anti-national. And this trend has since seen Xi rise to leadership. In 2019, the party has issued morality guidelines. They have directed the citizens to be polite and to have faith in Xi Jinping and his regime. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.